Hi, greetings to you all. I am Dr. A. Venkat Narayana, Associate Professor, Department of Biotechnology, Vignan Foundation for Science, Technology and Research, deemed to be University. Today, I would like to discuss about design of bioreactors. So, here in this one, the objective of this topic is to develop design equations for various bioreactors. The outcomes after the completion of this, we will be able to develop the performance equations for batch fermenter, the performance equations for fed batch fermenter, the performance equations for the continuous fermenter. This is also known as chemostat. So the contents of this today's topic are the definition of bioreactor, the performance equation for the batch fermenter, the performance equation for fed batch fermenter, the design equations for the continuous fermenter, that is chemostat, and followed by summary. So first one, the introduction. In introduction we have the definition of bioreactor. So here the bioreactor is a vessel used to grow the microorganisms under controlled conditions such as the controlled pH, temperature, dissolved oxygen concentration and desired RPM for the production of various primary and secondary metabolites using the living cells. Okay. So that means second one is the concept of reactors based on the flow characteristics. So earlier we already discussed that reactors are majorly classified into, that means the two types based on the contacting flow patterns of the reactors. First one, these are the unsteady state reactors in which the concentrations of reactants, that means varies with respect to the time. The best example for unsteady state reactor is the batch reactor. In batch reactor, the concentration varies with time, but when you take at any particular time, the concentration is uniform throughout the reactor. Okay. Second one, steady state reactors in which the concentrations do not vary with respect to the time. The best example are the PFR and the MFR, mixed flow reactor. The plug flow reactor and the mixed flow reactor. Next one, the performance equation for the batch fermenter. So in batch fermenter, that means the characteristics of the batch fermenter are similar to the batch reactor, in which the volume of the reaction mixture is constant. Similar to the batch reactor, before the start of the biological reaction, we send all the liquid nutrient media and the inoculum at a time into the fermenter. Once the reaction completes, then only we remove the products and the biomass. And also here, the batch fermenter, they operates in a closed system in which the volume of the reaction mixture is constant and the substrate is added at the beginning of the process. Before the start of the biological reaction, we add the substrate and product is removed only at the end of the reaction or after the completion of the biological reaction. After the completion of the biological reaction. Second one, the cost of running a batch fermenter depends on the time taken to obtain the desired product concentration or to reduce the desired level of substrate conversion. So if you are able to reduce this time, automatically the operating cost reduces, the product cost also reduces. Then that means the time increases, the operating cost increases, automatically the product cost also increases. So the time taken for running a batch fermenter depends on that means here the cost of running a batch fermenter depends on the time taken to obtain the desired product concentration or to reduce the desired level of the substrate conversion. We have a batch fermenter in which the volume of the that means here this consists of a stirrer or impeller for uniform mixing of the contents within the batch fermenter, and here with this that means here V is the volume of the reaction mixture, X is the cell concentration, S is the substrate concentration and B is the product concentration. So here B is the volume of the reaction mixture, that is fermentation drop, X is the cell concentration at any particular time t of the biological reaction, and S is the substrate concentration at any particular time t of the biological reaction, and P is also, that means the function of that means at any particular time t of the biological reaction. So here first one, that means in this batch fermenter, our target is to find out the batch time required, that is the TB, batch time required to find out the, that means the to increase the cell concentration from X0 to the XF. So in this batch fermenter, our target is to find out the batch time required to increase the cell concentration from inoculum to the final value. X0 is the inoculum concentration. X0 is the inoculum concentration. X0 is the inoculum concentration. Here in this one, when you do the mass balance over the cells around the batch fermenter, we can obtain the batch time required to increase the cell concentration from inoculum to the final value. And also when you do the mass balance over the substrate, you can find out the batch time required to reduce the substrate concentration from that means S0 to the or Si to the SF. So here between X0 and XF, the cell concentration XF is more than Xi, that is inoculum concentration. When it comes to the substrate during biological reaction, generally the substrate consumed by the cells and substrate concentration reduces. So that means here Si is more than SF. The final value of SF is lower when compared to the Si. Si is very greater than SF. Okay. So here when you do the mass balance over the substrate, you can find out the batch time required to reduce the substrate concentration from Si to the SF. And similarly, when you do the mass balance over the product around the batch fermenter, you can find out the batch time required to increase the product concentration from Pi to the PF. To increase the product concentration from Pi to the PF. But in practically, the Pi is 0. Initially, before start of biological reaction, the concentration of the product within the, that means the reaction mixture is 0. Practically 0. But when you do the mass balance over the product around the batch fermenter, you can find out the batch time required to increase the product concentration from Pi to the PF. But in this batch fermenter, I am going to do the only mass balance for the cells to find out the batch time required to increase the cell concentration from, that is inoculum to the final value. Okay. And also here, I modified the earlier mass balance equation. In unit 2, the mass balance equation we discussed there was the input is equal to the output plus accumulation plus disappearance. Plus accumulation plus disappearance. Plus accumulation plus disappearance. Earlier this equation was applied in unit 2 only for reactant. And here suppose if you want to apply this equation for the product, we need to modify this product. Why? Because during the reaction, either in chemical reaction or biological reaction, the product generation takes place. Suppose here in this equation, if you want to apply this equation to the product, we need to add the generation term. Suppose if you want to add the generation term, on which side you can add the generation term? On right hand side, you can add the generation term with a negative symbol, or if you want to add it to the left hand side, we need to add the generation term on with a positive symbol, that is plus symbol. So now this equation becomes, if you want to add the generation term, this equation becomes input is equal to the output plus accumulation plus disappearance minus generation. From this one, solve this equation for accumulation. From this one, solve for accumulation. If you want to solve for accumulation, then take output to this side, then input minus output only, and also take generation to this side, plus generation minus, and here consumption term, disappearance term is there on right hand side positive, and take towards the left hand side, that becomes the negative, so that becomes the disappearance or consumption, both are same, disappearance or consumption. So this is the modified mass balance equation. Accumulation is equal to, accumulation can be written as dm by dt. The mass accumulated with respect to time is equal to input. The mass of the component I enters into the fermenter. I maybe refers to the cells, maybe substrate or product, depends on the mass balance that you are going to apply. And here output is M0. And here rate generation. Suppose if that means RZ. That may be generation, maybe exists for the product or biomass, and here consumption is RC. Consumption exists for substrate or the cells because of the unfavorable conditions of the environment, and also due to the formation of toxic compounds or due to the excess of nutrient media, some cells may leads to die. That may be considered under the consumption. So this is the modified mass balance equation. The dm by dt is equal to the mi cap minus m naught cap. This is the mass of the component I enters into the fermenter, minus m naught cap, mass of the, that means the component leaves out of the fermenter, plus RC, rate of generation of the component due to biological reaction, and RC, the rate of consumption of the component due to biological reaction. But within the fermenter, the conditions given are V is the volume of the fermentation bath, X is the cell concentration, S is the product substrate concentration, and P is the product concentration within the fermenter. These are the conditions given within the fermenter. For batch fermenter, these are the conditions given with respect to the cells, substrate and product. Okay. Now apply the mass balance equation to the cells. Apply the mass balance equation to the cells. So here when you apply the mass balance equation to the cells around the that means batch fermenter, d by dt of what is the mass, m is the mass of the cell, then you apply to the that means the batch that means the apply to the cell balance, m is the mass of the cell. How can you obtain the mass of the cell? So within the fermenter, that means the related information for cell is the cell concentration given. Cell concentration is number of moles by volume. When you multiply with x into v, when you multiply x into v, that gives the moles by volume. X is the concentration moles by volume into again volume. Volume becomes cancelled. You can obtain the moles. You can obtain the moles of the cells. If you multiply moles with molecular weight of the cell, that gives the that is amount or kg. Okay. So here in place of the m, write x into v. X is the cell concentration into volume, that gives the moles. When you multiply moles with molecular weight, that gives the mass of the cells. So dm by dt is equal to what is mi cap? That is the mass of the cells enters into the fermenter. So since that is the batch fermenter, during biological reaction, we are not adding any substrate or cells to the fermenter, and also we are not removing any product or biomass from the fermenter or cells from the fermenter. So both here, that means mi and m naught cap both are 0. Why? Because since the for batch fermenter, we are not adding any compounds and also we are not removing any compounds from the fermenter during the biological reaction. So both mi cap and m naught cap are 0. This is 0 and this is also 0. And what is Rz? Rz is the rate of generation of the cells. Since this is the biological reaction, nothing but cell growth reaction. During the biological reaction, one cell divides into 2, 2 into 4, 4 into 8 and 8 into 16. So we can have the cell growth. Okay, this can be Rz can be written as Rx. Rx is nothing but what? A rate of formation of the biomass or cells. Rx is this, since cells are generating, rate of reaction is positive. What are the units of rate of reaction? Rate of reaction units are moles per meter cube per second. But I want this in terms of the mole per second. Now multiply with volume of the reaction mixture V. So when you multiply with volume of the reaction mixture meter cube, so meter cube becomes cancelled. You can obtain mole per second. So in place of the Rz, write Rx into V. In place of the Rz, write Rx into V. Again, that means during the biological reaction, some cell may leads to die because of some unfavorable environmental conditions, or because of the formation of toxic compounds, or due to the excess of nutrient media as reaction time proceeds. Okay, this can be written as rate of consumption. This can be written as Rd into V. Rate of cell death into V. Rd into V. Rd is the rate of disappearance of the cells into V. Why V? Rate of reaction units are moles per meter cube per second. If you want that term in terms of the mole per second, we need to multiply with volume of the reaction mixture or volume of the fermentation broth. So that becomes what? Rd into V. Again, according to the that means the Malthus equation, rate of generation of the cells, we always consider Rx is equal to mu x. Rate of generation according to Malthus equation, this is the first order kinetics. Rx equal to mu x to the power of 1. This is according to the Malthus equation. Malthus equation always says that the rate of cell generation is follows the first order kinetics. Rx is equal to rate of formation of biomass is equal to mu into x. Okay, what is mu? Mu is the specific growth rate of the cell. Mu is the specific growth rate of the cells. Growth rate of cells. This always tells about the number of cells produced per the unit time or amount of the cells produced per unit time. Its units are always our inverse. Its units are always our inverse or time inverse. Its units are our inverse or time inverse. So in place of the Rx, write mu x into V. This becomes what? Mu xv. This is the mu xv. Again similarly Rd, rate of cell death also follows the first order kinetics. That means here Rd can be written as rate of reaction cell. That means this can be written as Rd is equal to Kdx. Cell death also follows the first order kinetics. Rd equal to Kd into x. What is Kd? Kd is the death rate constant. Kd is the death rate constant. That is the number of cells died per unit time. Its units are also our inverse. Death rate units are also our inverse. Again, in place of the Rd, write Kd into x. That means Kd into x into V. And also here we wrote this Rz is equal to this one Rx is equal to mu x. Rd is equal to Kd into x. Based on these two equations, we can say that rate of generation of the cells and rate of death of the cell depends on the cell concentration within the fermenter. Depends on the cell concentration within the fermenter. Okay. Then here d by dt of xv is equal to mu xv minus kd into x into v. On right hand side term, you can have the xv take common. The first term consists of xv and also second term also consists of xv. Here you can take xv common. You can take xv common. Then this equation becomes mu minus kd into x into v. Again on left hand side, d by dt of xv. Since this is the batch fermenter, you can take the volume out of the differential v into dx by dt. So here vv becomes cancelled. Vv becomes cancelled. Here you can obtain dx by dt is equal to mu minus kd into x. What is this meaning of this equation? As the reaction time proceeds, the cell concentration change with respect to time is equal to, that means it depends on the specific growth rate of the cell and death rate constant and also the cell concentration within the fermenter. Okay, the cell concentration within the fermenter. This equation says that the cell concentration change with respect to time within the batch fermenter depends on the specific growth rate of the cell, a death rate constant and cell concentration within the fermenter. Okay. Next one, here from this equation you can write this as, final equation, earlier equation we got here is dx by dt is equal to mu minus kd into x. Now here apply the variable separables. Bring x terms to one side and keep the other terms to one other side. So then this equation becomes dx by x is equal to mu minus kd into dt. Mu minus kd into dt. Dx by x is equal to mu minus kd into dt. Integrate this equation on both sides for boundary conditions. So here, what are the boundary conditions? At time t is equal to 0, what is cell concentration? On left hand side we have the x limits, that is the cell concentration limits. On right hand side we have the time limits. On left hand side we have the x limits. So here you can integrate this equation for boundary conditions. At time t is equal to 0. What is time t is equal to 0? Before the start of the biological reaction, the cell concentration is nothing but inoculum concentration. X becomes x naught. X equal to x naught. At time t is equal to 0, x equal to x naught. At time t is equal to batch time Tb. At time t is equal to that is Tb, batch time. This you may consider x is equal to xf. That is the final cell concentration. So for these boundary conditions, we can integrate this equation and integrate this equation integral dx by dx is equal to integral mu constant integral mu minus kd into dt. So at time t is equal to 0, the cell concentration is inoculum concentration x naught. At time t is equal to batch time, you can find out the final cell concentration is xf. On left hand side, integral dx by x is ln x. Integral dx by x is ln x. Lower limit is x naught, upper limit is xf. So here mu constant and kd constant, and mu minus kd both constant. You can take out of the integral that term mu minus kd. You can take this out of the integral mu minus kd. Then you take the mu minus kd out of the integral. What is integral dt? T. Lower limit is 0, upper limit is td. Upper limit is td. On left hand side, in place of the ln x, first substitute the upper limit ln xf, minus in place of the x substitute the lower limit ln x naught equal to mu minus kd into t, tb minus 0. tb minus 0. From this one, again here ln xf minus ln x naught, ln m minus ln m by n, that is ln xf by x naught is equal to mu minus kd into tb. From this one you can solve for tb. tb is equal to batch time required, tb is equal to 1 by mu minus kd, and take this mu minus kd to left hand side. Into already left hand side you have ln xf by x naught. This is one equation. This equation tells about the batch time required to increase the cell concentration from inoculum to the final value. And also here this equation can be modified as sometimes, that means here we can have the significant cell growth during the exponential phase or log phase. When you apply this equation to the exponential phase or log phase, that means during log phase the mu is very greater than kd. The mu values are very greater than kd. When you compare to the that means the mu, you can neglect the kd. When compared to the mu, you can neglect the kd. Then this equation becomes batch time required tb is equal to 1 by mu into ln of xf by x naught. Among these, once if you know the cell concentration, initial inoculum concentration, or once if you know the mu value, that means and also once if you know the xf value, you can find out the tb. Or sometimes if you know the x naught, xf and mu, you can find out the batch time required. And also that means other way, this is the equations. tb is equal to this one, and also here we got the tb. And what about these equations? X is equal to x naught into e to the power of mu max t, and x is equal to x naught into these equations. How can you obtain these equations here? So after obtaining this equation from this one, ln xf by x naught into mu minus kd into tb. Here you can find out the other equations also. That means here when you do the that means the variable separables, after applying the variable separables, earlier equation is dx by dt is equal to mu minus kd into this x. Now apply the variable separables, dx by x equal to mu minus kd into dt. So integrate this equation, integral dx by x, that is integral mu minus kd into dt. So at time t is equal to 0, x becomes x naught. At time t is equal to t, at any intermediate t, assume x is the x. Then this becomes what? Integral dx by x is ln x. Lower limit is x naught, upper limit is x. Mu minus kd constant, take out of the integral. Earlier we wrote at time t is equal to 0, we wrote x is equal to x naught. But now at time t is equal to batch time, we wrote the final cell concentration as xf. But when you take at any intermediate time, assume the x as x. That is at any intermediate cell concentration. Then this equation becomes integral dt is t, lower limit is 0, upper limit is t. From this one, on left hand side, first substitute the upper limit. In place of the x, substitute the upper limit ln x, minus in place of the x, substitute the lower limit x naught, equal to mu minus kd into substitute the upper limit t, t minus 0. Okay, from this one, here you can obtain this again. This is of the form ln m by n. Ln x by x naught is equal to mu minus kd into T. So from this equation we can obtain the this equation and this equation. How can you obtain? Again this is of the form ln m base A is equal to x. Earlier I said one equation ln m base A is equal to x, then m equal to what? M equal to a power x. Similarly here for natural logarithm is base E, that means in place of the m here we have x by x naught is equal to that means here e to the power of, that is a to the power of mu minus kd into that is t. From this one you can take x naught to the right hand side, that becomes x is equal to x naught into e to the power of mu minus kd into t. This is the equation. This is what? This is the cell concentration at any particular time t, that is function of time t is equal to x naught into e to the power of mu minus kd into t. In the next step, when you apply this to the exponential phase or log phase, then compared to the mu, you can neglect the kd 0. Then this equation becomes x is equal to x naught into e to the power of mu t. This is the final equation. Here this is the equation. All these equations says that once if you know the inoculum concentration, once if you know the final cell concentration, once if you know the mu and mu value or sometimes kd value, suppose if you have, then you can find out the batch time required or at any intermediate time required to obtain the final concentration. Or sometimes once if you know the time, once if you know the inoculum concentration, and once if you know the mu and kd values, you can find out the xf value. So among these four quantities, if you know some of these one, you can find out the other one. Like this, you can apply the material balance equation for substrate around the batch fermenter. You can find out the batch time required to reduce the substrate concentration from Si to the Sf value. Or when you apply the mass balance equation to the product over the batch fermenter, you can find out the batch time required to increase the product concentration from Pi to the final value. Next one, the performance equation for fed batch fermenter. So this fed batch fermenter is the most frequently used fermenter in biotech industries, and already we have the conventional batch fermenter. Why should we go for the fed batch fermenter? In batch fermenter there are certain disadvantages. What are those disadvantages? In batch, since the batch fermenter is a closed vessel, that means during the biological reaction cells consume the substrate, we can have the exhaust of the substrate or nutrient media. Once if we have the exhaust of the substrate or nutrient media, immediately what happens? The cells falls into the desultation phase and then followed by stationary phase and then death phase. Because of the exhaust of nutrient media, generally the cell growth rates reduces. Okay, that's why once immediately after inoculation batch fermenter, generally we observe the different phase. First one lag phase, their growth rate is approximately 0. Later, that means after the lag phase we have the acceleration phase. The actual growth starts in acceleration phase, followed by log phase or exponential phase, in which the growth is maximum. And after the log phase or exponential phase, because of the exhaust of nutrient media or because of the formation of toxic compounds, the cell falls into the deceleration phase. That means what? The cell growth rates reduces. Again, the cell falls into the stationary phase, the growth rates are constant. Once after the growth, that means the stationary phase, you can have the death phase. There, the cell lysis takes place. Okay. So, within the batch fermenter, once the exhaust of the nutrient media takes place, in batch fermenter, we don't have the provision for adding the additional nutrient. Suppose that means we are able to enhance the time period of the log phase or exponential phase, automatically we can obtain the higher amounts of the biomass. Once if you obtain the higher amounts of the biomass, you can obtain the higher the product concentration. That is intracellular product concentration or extracellular product concentration. For that, we need to enhance the time period of the exponential phase. That can be done in fed batch fermenter. In fed batch fermenter, we can have the provision for the adding the substrate or liquid nutrient media the continuously or intermittently. So in fed batch fermenter, the input is intermittent or continuous. Again, the output is batch, similar to the batch fermenter. So in fed batch fermenter, the input is continuous. Input is the continuous or the input is continuous or intermittent. The input is continuous or intermittent. Intermittent. And also again the output is batch. Batch similar to the that means batch fermenter. What is the meaning of the output is batch? Once after the completion of biological reaction only, we remove the fermentation broth with grown cells from the fermenter. During biological reaction, but in fed batch fermenter, there is a provision for adding the liquid nutrient media or limiting substrate, but we are not removing any biomass or product from the fermenter during the biological reaction in fed batch fermenter. Okay. Next one here, and also in fed batch fermenter, the intermittent and continuous feeding of the nutrients is used to the reactor contents to control over the substrate concentration. So since we are adding the liquid nutrient media or limiting substrate, we can have control over the substrate concentration. In fed batch fermenter, we can have the control over the substrate concentration, but that is not possible in batch fermenter. In batch fermenter, we don't have control over the substrate concentration. So whenever we can have the control over the substrate concentration, whenever the exhaust of the nutrient media takes place or substrate concentration takes place, immediately you can add the substrate to enhance the time period of the lag phase or exponential phase to obtain the higher amounts of the biomass that leads in the higher amounts of the desired product. Okay. So and also here the very important point you need to remember for the fed batch ferment is we can have the control over the substrate concentration. We can have the control over the substrate concentration. And also, so here since we have the provision for adding the continuous feeding or intermittent feeding, and also we can enhance the time period of the log phase or exponential phase. We can enhance the time period of the log phase or exponential phase. Okay. And also here this is the diagram of the fed batch fermenter. Fed batch fermenter, these are the input conditions. F is the inlet volumetric that is feed rate. Its units are meter per second. Its units are meter per second. Xi the initial cell concentration. Si the substrate concentration, and Pi the initial product concentration. So F is the inlet volumetric feed rate. X is the cell concentration within the input feed. Si the initial substrate concentration, and Pi the product concentration. And here within the fermenter, V is the volume of the reaction mixture or fermentation bath. X is the cell concentration. S is the substrate concentration, and P is the product concentration. P is the product concentration. So here similar to the batch fermenter also, here initially we take the substrate, that means the entire liquid nutrient media and inoculum into the fermenter before start of the biological reaction. Once after the biological reaction starts, after certain time t, you can have the exhaust of nutrient media. Whenever the exhaust of nutrient media takes below some significant level, we start to add the liquid nutrient media continuously or intermittently until we obtain the substrate concentration to the desired level. Until we obtain the substrate concentration to the desired level. So for that, F is the volumetric feed rate. That means within that feed, that is continuous adding and intermittent adding feed. F is the volumetric feed rate. Its units are meter per second. And Xi the initial cell concentration, Si the initial substrate concentration, Pi the initial product concentration within the feed. Practically, there is no Pi. Pi is approximately 0 within the feed. Pi is 0 within 0. That means the feed is 0. And when you take the sterile feed, before you add the feed, we need to do the sterilization of the feed. When you add the that means the sterilized feed, immediately what happens? The cell concentration is also approximately 0. The cell concentration is also 0 within the sterile feed. Okay. Next one, here also our target is to find out the fed batch time required to increase the cell concentration from Xi to the Xf. That means the mass of the cells from Xi to the Xf. So here we are going to find out, that means the fed batch time Tf be required to increase the mass of the cells from X0 to the Xf value. To increase the mass of the cells from X0 to the Xf value. Okay. X0 is what? The mass of the cells in inoculum, and Xf is the mass of the final mass of the cells after the completion of the biological reaction. Next one here, before you find out the fed batch time required to increase the mass of the cells from x0 to the xf, do the mass balance over the around the fed batch fermenter for total mass. Total mass means that mass related to the substrates and products. Apply the unsteady state mass balance. Apply the unsteady state mass balance for total mass. Total mass in the flow reactor, that is the fed batch reactor. So here very important point you need to remember here is whenever you apply the mass balance or total mass balance around a fermenter, either batch fermenter or fed batch or continuous fermenter, only three terms comes into the picture. Accumulation is equal to mass accumulated is equal to mass in minus mass out. Mass accumulation is equal to mass in minus mass out. Okay, this can be written as dm by dt. Mass of the total mass accumulated is equal to total mass in minus total mass out. The mass, that is the mass generation and mass consumption both includes in this out. Okay, so whenever you apply the total mass balance equation, only three terms comes: accumulation, the mass in minus mass out. But then if you want to apply the mass balance equation to the individual component, that is reactant or product, that means again the five terms comes into the picture. Accumulation is equal to mass in minus mass out plus rate of generation of mass or rate of consumption of the mass. Okay, so here mass of the that means the total mass accumulated within the fed batch fermenter equal to total mass enters into the fed batch fermenter Mi and total mass leaves out of the fed batch fermenter. Okay, so to find out the total mass accumulated that means within the fed batch fermenter, so here this is the fed batch fermenter. The fed batch fermenter conditions given as V, X, S and P, and here we are adding F, input condition Xi, Si and Pi. So here to find out that means the total mass accumulated within the fed batch fermenter, here assume the density of the fermentation bath, assume rho. Rho is the density of the fermentation bath. Assume the density of the fermentation bath is rho. And also since you are adding the feed from the that means the outside, and assume the density of the that means the feed stream also rho I. Rho I the inlet density of the feed stream and rho is the density of the fermentation bath within the fermenter. So to find out the mass, now multiply density with volume. To find out the mass is equal to rho V, density into volume. Density is mass by volume, volume becomes cancelled, you can obtain the mass. So in place of the total mass, write rho V. In place of the total mass, write rho V, d by dt of rho V, that is the total mass of the total mass accumulated within the fed batch fermenter per unit time. This total mass includes the substrate, cells and the product. Substrate, cells and the product equal to what is Mi? The total mass enters into the fermenter during biological reaction. During biological reaction, we are adding feed. That feed here, that feed density assume is rho I. Now take this F into rho I. That when you write the F into rho I, this is supposed to be Fi rho I. But then in place of the Fi here, notation given in the diagram is F. First write the Fi rho I. That is the inlet volumetric feed rate into density. What are its units of inlet volumetric? The feed rate meter cube per second. And what are the units of density? Mass by volume kg per meter cube. So meter cube becomes cancelled, you can obtain kg per second. Okay, here this is the mass of the total mass enters into the fermenter. The total mass includes substrate, product and cells. Again the minus F0 rho naught, this is for out. For fed batch fermenter, the output is batch. We are not removing any cells or any product from the fermenter during biological reaction. So the F0 becomes 0. When F0 0, this entire term becomes 0. The entire term becomes 0. So from this one you can obtain. So here, and also these are the aqueous solutions. The fermentation bath mostly consists of 70 to 80% water, and liquid nutrient media also consists of some 70 to 80% water. So these are dilute solutions, those are aqueous solutions. The density of the fermentation bath and density of the liquid nutrient media both are same, since this mostly consists of the water. So density rho is equal to density of the fermentation bath, rho is equal to rho I the inlet density, that is equal to constant. Rho is equal to rho I is equal to constant. This can be written as constant. Since that means here this both mostly consists of 70 to 80% water, the density can be considered as constant. Now since density is constant, take out of the differential rho into, again from Fi, from this notation Fi replaced with F into rho I becomes equal to rho, again rho, this rho becomes cancelled. Since density of the that means the feed and density of the fermentation bath both are same, these are highly dilute solutions. This mostly consists of 70 to 80% water, so density can be considered as constant. From this one you can obtain dV by dt is equal to F. So what is the meaning of this equation? dV by dt is equal to F. So in the fed batch fermenter, we are continuously adding, once the exhaust of the nutrient media, once the exhaust of the substrate takes place, we are start to add the feed. Okay, then that means the volume of the fermentation bath increases with respect to the time. So this dV by dt is more when F is more, when dV by dt is less, F is less. So the increase in volume with respect to time is more when you add, suppose when you have the high F. Suppose when the increase in V is with respect to time is low, the F also automatically low. So the increase in volume of the reaction mixture or fermentation bath with respect to time depends on the F value. F value is nothing but inlet volumetric flow rate. Okay. So next up, our target is to find out the fed batch time required to increase the that means the mass of the cells from X0 to Xf. Further, apply the mass balance equation to the cells. Apply the mass balance equation to cells. Then you apply mass balance equation to cells. Again, 5 terms comes. The accumulation dm by dt equal to, accumulation is equal to mi cap, the mass of the cells enters into the fermenter, and m0 mass of the cells leaves from the fermenter, and plus Rg rate of the generation of the cells due to biological reaction. Rc is the rate of consumption of the cells. Okay. Now from this one, d by dt of what is mass of the cell? With the available information in the fermenter, when you multiply cell concentration with volume, if we can obtain x into v. Mass of the cell is nothing but x into v. The cell concentration is moles per moles by volume, that is meter cube. Again, volume of the reaction mixture meter cube. Both becomes cancelled molecular moles. Moles of the cells you can obtain. When you multiply, since cells also have certain chemical composition, once if you know the chemical formula for the cells or biomass, once based on this one you can find out the molecular weight. When you multiply molecular weight with the moles, you can obtain the Kg. So that is d by dt of xv. Again, what is mi cap? That is the mass of the cells enters into the fermenter. Okay. So we have the volumetric feed rate F into cell xi. If you write it the Fxi, that is the mass of the cells enters into the fermenter. What is m0? Mass of the cells leaves from the fermenter. During biological reaction, we are not removing any cells from the fermenter. So for the fed batch fermenter, the output is batch. That's why m0 is 0. What is the Rz? Rate of generation of the cells, similar to the batch fermenter, mu xv, and similar to the rate of consumption is Kd into x into v. Kd into x into v. And also within the fed batch fermenter, because of the, that means addition of the feed continuously or intermittently, volume increases, and also cell concentration, since the biological reaction is the cell growth reaction where the cell division takes place. So one cell divides into 2, 2 into 4, 4 into 8 and 8 into 16. Each cell that exists within the fermenter, division takes place. Okay. So that means the cell concentration also the increase because of the cell division. Okay. So on left hand side, d by dt of both x and v are variables. Both x and v are variables. So here we have that means the that means two variables are varying with respect to the time. So we can use the formula on left hand side, derivative of uv rule, u into dv plus v into de. You can apply that equation from mathematics. So from this one, here you can write this as x into dv by dt plus v into dx by dt is equal to fxi. 0, this is 0 automatically. From right hand side, from third and fourth terms, you can take xv common. When you take xv common, here you can obtain the mu minus kd. You can obtain the mu minus kd. On left hand side, earlier just now from unsteady state, total mass balance equation, we wrote dv by dt as f. This is the first equation we derived in fed batch in the previous slide. So dy by dt we got as f. So in place of the dv by dt, substitute f, xf plus v into dx by dt, the fxi mu minus kd into xv, right, as it is. Again, divide this entire equation with v and solve for dx by dt. Dx by dt is what? The cell concentration change with respect to time within the fed batch fermenter. Okay. Now divide this entire equation with V. When I divide this entire equation with V, F by V, here also V becomes cancelled. Here also F by V. Here also V becomes cancelled. So from this one, solve for dx by dt. To solve for dx by dt, bring this fx to the right hand side. Then from this one you can write dx by dt is equal to, already on right hand side we have the f by v into xi, and also plus mu minus kd into x minus here f by v into x. Now bring this x by v into f to the left hand side. This becomes what? Finally from this one, dx by dt is equal to f by v xi, and also here both terms mu minus kd into x, f by v into x, this both terms consist of x, again take x common. So then this equation becomes mu minus kd minus f by v into x. This is the equation 1. This equation 1 says what? In fed batch fermenter, the cell concentration change with respect to time depends on the f by f value, v value, and v is the specific growth rate of the cell, and k is the death rate constant. Death rate constant, and also it depends on the x value. X is the cell concentration that exists within the fed batch fermenter. Again, f by v can be written as some dilution rate. Dilution rate d is equal to f by v. Next up we will see the dilution rate. Next one. So here now we write the dilution rate is equal to d is equal to f by v. In the previous equation 1, that means f by v can be written as d. It is the ratio of the inlet volumetric flow rate to the volume of the fermenter. What are the units of inlet volumetric flow rate? Meter cube per second divided by the volume of the reaction mixture is meter cube. So here 1 you can take towards this one numerator, that becomes what? Meter cube per second into 1 by meter cube. Both becomes cancelled. These are the units of D. The units of D are 1 by second, that is time inverse. Dilution rate. The dilution rate and F are directly related to each other. Dilution rate and F are directly related to each other. When increase the dilution rate, automatically F also increases. When you increase the F also D also increases. But constant F, when you maintain the constant flow rate with respect to time, that means the V increases, the volume of the reaction mixture increases. When V increases, D decreases. Since D and V are inversely related to each other. When for constant F, as V increases, that means the D decreases. Okay. Second point, in fed batch system, V increases with time, F is constant, and D decreases as reaction proceeds. Dilution rate decreases as reaction proceeds. So the F and inlet volumetric feed rate and dilution rate both are directly related to each other. Okay. The units of dilution rate is time inverse. Okay. Next one, from the equation 1, again you can write dx by d is equal to, in place of the f by v, substitute the d, again mu minus kd minus d into x. Again, when you take the sterile feed, for sterile feed, put xi is equal to 0. Put xi is equal to 0. And also if you apply this equation to the log phase or exponential phase, and when you apply this to the for log phase, mu is very greater than kd, death rate. So when compared to the mu, you can neglect the kd. So when you apply these two conditions, for sterile feed, put xi is equal to 0. When I put xi is equal to 0, this becomes what? 0 into d, 0. Again, when you apply this equation for log phase or exponential phase, that means during log phase, the growth is maximum. So mu is very high when compared to the kd value. When compared to the mu, you can neglect the kd. Then you can make kd equal to 0. You can make kd is equal to 0. Then this equation becomes dx by dt is equal to mu minus d into x. This is the second equation. This also, after inserting two conditions, for sterile feed condition on log phase condition, when mu is very greater than kd, then the cell concentration change with respect to time depends on the cell growth rate, dilution rate, and cell concentration. This equation 2 says that the cell concentration change with respect to time in fed batch fermenter depends on the cell growth rate, that is specific growth rate of the cell, that is mu value, and dilution rate and cell concentration within the fermenter. And also the other thing you need to remember is on left hand side we have the time. Again, dilution rate is also function of time. Dilution rate is also function of time. Since dilution rate is F by V, dilution rate is function of time, and left hand side also we have the time. If you want to differentiate this equation and then and integrate to obtain the fed batch time required to increase the cell concentration from x0 to the xf, this is not possible. Why? Because the complicated equations will come. Why? Because on both sides we have the time variable. That is, whenever the dependent variable varies with independent variable, so here the time variable, independent variable is there on both sides. It's very difficult to solve this equation, that means in differential manner. So that's why we need to take some other alternative route to find out the that means fed batch time required to increase the cell concentration from, that is, mass from x0 to the xf or from concentration x0 to the xf. Okay. So at this point, this equation 2 says that the cell concentration change with respect to time. So on left hand side we have the time, on right hand side also dilution rate is function of time. It's very difficult to solve this that means the equation differentially. Okay. Next one, now apply the mass balance equation to the substrate around the fed batch fermenter. Now we applied the mass balance equation to the cells. Now apply the mass balance equation to the substrate around the fermenter. So during the biological reaction, the cells consume the substrate for various activities. Some amount of the substrate consumed for cells for the growth of the cell, some fraction of the substrate utilized for the cells for the product formation, and some amount of the fraction utilized by the cells for the maintenance activities of the cells. And to keep the cells in viable condition, some fraction of the substrate is required. For the growth of the cell, some fraction of the substrate is required. Some product formation also, some amount of the substrate required. So during the cell growth reaction, the cells consume the substrate for that means the various activities. For cell growth, the cells consume the substrate. For product formation, cells consume the substrate. And to keep the cells in viable condition, some amount of the substrate is utilized. Okay. So next one, apply the mass balance equation to the substrate. Again, this equation is dm by dt is equal to the mi cap minus m naught plus rz minus rc. So from this equation, again here, write this substrate. How can you write? Within the fed batch fermenter, just now I showed here, this is the fed batch fermenter. So here within the fed batch fermenter, V is the volume of the fermentation bath, X is the cell concentration, S is the substrate concentration, and P is the product concentration. We are adding that means in input, that is feed stream F. Its volumetric feed rate is F, and cell concentration is Xi within the feed, and substrate concentration Si, and product concentration is Pi. Okay. Sure. For this one, apply the mass balance for the substrate around the fed batch fermenter. Again, explanation d by dt of SV. S is what? Substrate concentration within the fermenter. Substrate into volume of the fermentation. This gives the mass of the substrate accumulated within the fed batch fermenter. So multiply S with substrate concentration within the fed batch fermenter, multiply with volume. This gives the mass of the substrate accumulated per unit time. And here what is the that is mi cap. Mi cap is the mass of the substrate enters into the fermenter from the feed. So within the feed we know the volumetric feed rate F, and also within the substrate concentration is Fi. So multiply F into Si. So when you multiply F into Si, this is the mass of the substrate enters into the fermenter from the feed. What is the output? The mass of the substrate leaves from the fermenter. For fed batch fermenter, the output is batch, so that is 0. And also, what is the rate? That is mass of the substrate out is 0. Here m naught is 0. Mass of the substrate out is 0. Since because of the fed batch fermentation, the output is batch. And what is the generation of the substrate? Rz. Next one we have the Rz term. Is there any generation of the substrate? Within the biological reaction, only substrate consumes. There is no generation of the substrate. So substrate generation is 0. What is the consumption of the substrate? Yes, there is a consumption of the substrate for various activities. So that means the consumption of the substrate for growth of the cell, this is for growth. for growth mu by yx by s. Mu is nothing but what? Specific growth rate of the cell, and yx by s is what? The yield of the, that means biomass produced from the amount of the substrate consumed. Yx by s is nothing but what? The amount of biomass x produced by amount of substrate consumed, s consumed. Amount of s consumed, that is yx by s. When you multiply mu by yx by s, that is the amount of the substrate required for the growth of the cell. And also if you write the qp by yp by s, the qp is the specific rate of the product formation, similar to the specific growth rate of the cell, specific rate of product formation. This is qp by yp by s. So this is the amount of the substrate required for the product formation. This is the amount of the substrate required for the product formation. And next one we have the ms. Ms is what? This is the maintenance coefficient. This is the maintenance, the coefficient. The maintenance coefficient is what? That is the amount of the substrate required for the maintenance activities of the cells. To keep the cells in viable condition, some amount of the substrate is required. That can be written as ms. Again ms into, again all this depends on the cell concentration. When the cell concentration is more, automatically this, that means the amount of the substrate required fractions also varies, multiplied with the volume of the reaction mixture. This is totally the consumption term. The total is the RC. Rate of substrate consumed for the growth of the cell, for the product formation, and for to keep the cells for maintenance activities of the cell, to maintain some internal the pH, and to maintain the cell wall membrane potential, and to keep the cells in viable condition, some amount of the substrate is required. Okay. So based on this one, you can find out the here also. You can do the sum, this one mathematical manipulation. How can you do this one mathematical manipulation? Again similar to the earlier one. Here also the substrate concentration varies with respect to time, and volume is also varies. Apply the UV rule. This equation can be applied here. UV rule. How can you apply UV rule? SC into dV by dt plus V into ds by dt. The ds by dt is equal to FSI, again minus mu by yx s plus qp by yps yp by s plus ms into x into this v, x into v. Okay. So what is dv by dt? Again similar to the earlier one, here also now dv by dt is equal to f. That means the volume change with respect to time, we write this as fs. Now take fs to the right hand side. From this one you can solve for, again similar to the earlier one, divide entire equation with, again first take fs to the, share fs to the right hand side. Then this equation becomes v into ds by dt, that is fsi, and take the second term, left hand side term is fs, right, minus fs minus mu by yxs plus qp by yps plus ms into x into v. Now I divide with entire equation with v, otherwise bring left hand side v to the right hand side, and take left hand side v to the right hand side, solve for ds by dt. When you take the left hand side v to the right hand side, that becomes ds by dt is equal to, here you can take f common. From these two terms you can take f common, f and v, left hand side for v, if you bring it to the right hand side, it comes on the denominator. So si minus s, f by v into si minus s, again minus mu by yx by s, yxs plus qp by yps or yp by s, both are same. That is, this yps is what? Yield of the product produced from substrate consumed. This yx by s is what? The yield of the biomass produced from the substrate consumed. Plus ms into x into v. Here vv becomes cancelled. Vv becomes cancelled. Again in place of the f by v, write d. In place of the f by v, write d. Then ds by dt is equal to d into si minus s. This is the d into si minus s. Again minus mu by yx by s plus qp by yp by s plus ms into x. This is the equation 3. This equation 3 is what? The substrate concentration change with respect to time within the fed batch fermenter depends on all these: dilution rate, initial substrate concentration, and S is the substrate concentration at any particular time T of the biological reaction, the mu value, QP value, Yx by S, Yp by S, and Ms value. Ms is the maintenance coefficient, and Kp is the specific rate of the product formation, and mu is the specific growth rate of the cell, and Yx by S is the yield of the biomass produced from the substrate consumed. That is, Yx by S is nothing but what? Amount of the biomass produced by, it is the ratio of the amount of biomass produced from and the amount of the substrate consumed, and Yp by S is what? The amount of the product produced from the substrate consumed. Again, this equation is also on left hand side we have the time, on right hand side d is also different, that means dilation rate is also function of time. Here also, that means here solving this differential equation is also very difficult. Why? Because on both sides we have the independent variable time. Independent variable time. Why? Because from this equation also our target is to find out the fed batch time required to reduce the substrate concentration from Si to the Sf value. So here the solving equations 2 and 3 are very difficult. On both sides we have the independent variable time. So we will follow some other alternative procedure to find out the fed batch time. Okay. In equation this point says equations 2 and 3, d is function of time. Integration of these equations is more complicated than that of the batch fermenter. Since we have the time is there on both sides. Earlier in batch ferment time is there on one side, so we could able to solve the batch time easily, but here very difficult. So for this one, to find out the fed batch time, first here we follow some other alternative procedure to find out the fed batch time. For this, first operate the fed batch fermenter in batch mode until you obtain the high cell density. First fed batch fermenter start to operate in batch fermenter. Batch fermenter means before start of biological reaction, you send all the these liquid nutrient mediated cells into the fermenter, start to carry out the biological reaction. That means here after the certain time T of the biological reaction, your cell density becomes significant. Why? Because cell division taking place, cell proliferation takes place, the cell concentration reaches to some significant value. Okay, cell density reaches to some significant value. Once the cell density reaches to significant value, start to add the feed. Start the fed batch operation. Start the fed batch operation or start to add the feed. Immediately what happened? The cells are already at a high cell density. At that condition, whatever the amount of substrate you give, all the substrate consumed by the cell. Again, the cell, that means the cell concentration reaches to the maximum value. Cell concentration reaches to mu reaches to the mu max value, or cell concentration reaches to the maximum value. Okay, these points. Second point says we will examine the situation where the reactor is operated first in batch mode until a high cell density is achieved. And that means at that condition, once the high cell density is achieved, whatever the initial substrate is there, that entire amount of the substrate is exhausted. That means substrate is virtually exhausted. When this condition is reached, fed batch operation is started with medium flow rate F. So when the cells reaches to the, that means the at a high cell density or significant value, all the initial substrate becomes exhausted. At this condition, start the fed batch that means operation with medium flow rate, with medium feed flow rate. Okay, then see what happens. Okay, next one. So as a result, the cell concentration is maintained high, and that means approximately constant. What happens? So once the already cells at a high cell density, at this condition when you start the fed batch operation, suppose if you send the substrate with the medium flow rate, whatever the amount of substrate you add, that means entire substrate is consumed by the cells. All the substrate is consumed by the cells, and X value reaches to the X max. X value reaches to the X max. X max is what? The maximum cell concentration. This becomes constant. This is constant. Maximum is constant. So at this condition, what happens to the substrate? So whatever the amount of the since already cells at high cell density, when you add the substrate either low amount or high amount, all the substrate is consumed by the cell reaches to the maximum value. And also what happens to the substrate value? Substrate concentration reaches to the minimum value. S reaches to the S minimum. S reaches to the S minimum. Sometimes this may be approximately 0 also sometime, but here at S minimum also this is also constant. This is also constant. This is also constant. So at high cell density, whatever the substrate you send, all the substrate consumed by the cell concentration reaches the maximum value. That maximum may be considered as constant. But here, that means with respect to the substrate concentration reaches to the minimum value. That is also considered constant. Okay. So as a result, cell concentration maintained high and approximately constant, so that dx by dt for maximum value. So this is constant. For constant with respect to time variation is approximately 0. Dx by dt is approximately 0. Dx by dt is approximately 0. Okay. When dx by dt is approximately 0, what happens to the equation on previous equation? What is the previous equation? Previous equation we wrote as dx by dt is equal to, that is equation dx by dt is equal to, we wrote mu minus d into x. This is the cell concentration change with respect to time. In this equation, when you put dx by dt is equal to 0, 0 is equal to mu minus d into x. To make this term 0, either x should be 0 or mu minus d should be 0. X should not be 0. Why? Because x is the maximum value. X is the maximum concentration of the cells. X should not be 0. X not equal to 0, but you can equate mu minus d equal to 0. Then you equate mu minus d is equal to 0 from this one, mu is equal to d. Mu is equal to d. At that condition, the growth rates depends on the dilution rates. The growth rate of the cells depends on the dilution rate. What is this meaning? At high cell density, if you start to add the fed batch fermentation, okay, so that means start giving the, that means the feed with the medium flow rate. At that medium flow rate, whatever the amount of the substrate is consumed by the, that means you give to the fermenter, all the substrate is consumed by the cells. According to that, you can have the growth of the cell. So based on this one, we can say, so dilution rate again is F by V. So that means the mu value depends on the dilution rates. So when dilution rate is high, the growth rates of the cell is high. When dilution rate is low, the growth rate of the cell is low. So this is the equation. From this one, you can obtain this equation as mu is equal to d. Okay. Now here, now combine this equation with the monod equation. During the growth of the cell, generally what is the monod equation says? The monod equation says that within the liquid nutrient media, we can have the many substrates available. Among those substrates, one substrate has dominant influence on the growth rate of the cell. That substrate is known as limiting substrate. Limiting substrate may be considered as that substrate controls the entire growth rate of the cells. Okay. That means in most of the cases, the limiting substrate considered as the carbon source, sometimes considered as the nitrogen source, and sometimes considered the oxygen source. Okay, but here monod equation says that the growth rate of the cells is directly proportional to substrate concentration. The monod equation mu is equal to mu max into S by Ks plus S. Ks plus S. Now consider the monod equation and combine the monod equation with the mu is equal to D equation. And mu is equal to D equation. And combine these equations and find out the S value. S is the substrate concentration within the fed batch ferment as function of time. Okay. Substitute equation 4. Equation 4 is what? This is the equation. Mu is equal to D equation into the monod equation. That means solve for S value. So in monod equation is what? Mu is equal to mu max into S by Ks plus S. From this equation you can write mu is equal to D. In place of the mu, substitute the D value. Do the cross multiplication and solve for S. When you solve for S, you can obtain the S as S is equal to dks by mu max minus D. How can you obtain this? Do the cross multiplication here. Dks plus ds is equal to, on right hand side, mu max into S. Bring all S terms to one side. On left hand side, dks is equal to, on this mu max into S minus ds. On right hand side, take S common. Left hand side, dks retain as it is, and take S common on right hand side, mu max minus D into S. From this one, S is equal to dKs by mu max minus RD. So this is the substrate concentration within the fed batch fermenter at any particular time t. Similarly, our target is we need to find out the X value within the fed batch fermenter. Now you get the S value. S is the substrate concentration at particular time t. How can you find out the that means the substrate cell concentration within the fed batch fermenter as function of t? Further, if no product formation is there and also no maintenance requirement, then this ds by dt equation becomes what? Well, suppose if you assume no product formation, and no product formation, the specific rate of the product formation Q be 0, and also assume the substrate consumed for maintenance activities is also 0, and assume Ms becomes 0, and when Ms and Qp becomes 0, then substrate concentration change with respect to time, this equation becomes what? Again, this equation is what? Previous equation. This equation ds by dt, here make Qp 0, here make assume there is no product formation, make Qp 0, when Qp 0, this entire term 0, and also make Ms 0, When you make these two terms 0, and again take from equation 3, solve for ds by dt. When you solve for ds by dt, then this becomes what? ds by dt is equal to d into Si minus S. Again, when you make Qp 0, Qp by Yp as 0, again Ms 0, and automatically what? The mu by Yx by S and X. This is after the, that means dividing with V. This is after dividing with V. Then this equation becomes what? So, and also here, when compared to the Si, the Si is very, very low. That means the cells are at high cell density. That means the cells consume the substrate. The S value reaches to the minimum value. When compared to the Si is very, very minimum. So Si is very, very greater than S. When compared to the Si, you can neglect the Si equal to 0. In equation 2, that means S becomes 0. And also here, that means Qp makes 0 and also Ms equal to 0. But ds by dt is what? When dx by dt is 0 approximately, substrate concentration reaches to minimum value. For minimum also constant, S minimum constant, the ds by dt is also approximately 0. ds by dt is approximately equal to 0. So in place of this one, put ds by dt approximately 0. Here from this one you can write this as dsi 0 is equal to ds by dt, put 0, dsi minus mu x into Yx by S. From this one, take mu x by Yx by S to the left hand side, and from this one here take mu x by Yx by S left hand side, then this is equal to dsi. Okay, dsi. From this one, that means from equation 4, what is mu? Mu is equal to d. Here also in place of mu is equal to d, dd becomes cancelled. From this one, xi is equal to, you can write this as x is equal to Yx by S into Si. This is the cell concentration within the fed batch fermenter as function of time. So x is equal to Yx by S into Si. Similarly, when you do the mass balance for the product, you can obtain the product concentration P is Yp by S into Si, similar to this one. This is actually Yx by S or Yx by S, both are same. Yps or Yp by S is both are same. Yx by S is the amount of the biomass produced from the substrate consumed, and Yp by S is the amount of the product produced from the substrate consumed. X is what? This is the cell concentration within the fed batch fermenter, and P is the product concentration within the fed batch fermenter. Okay. So within the fed batch fermenter, we got the substrate concentration S, and we got the cell concentration X, and P product concentration P as function of the that means at any time t of the biological reaction. Next, our target is to to find out the fed batch time required to increase the cell concentration from x0 to the xf. That is the initial mass of the cells from x0 to the xf. Why? Because the cell concentration is constant. This already reaches to the maximum value by consuming all the substrate by the cells. But next step is Next one, even though cell concentration remains virtually unchanged with the time within the fed batch fermenter at high cell density, because of the liquid volume, because of the addition of the feed increases with the time in fed batch fermenter, the total mass of the cells increases. But that means here at high cell density, whatever amount of substrate you do, all the substrate consumed by the cell, x reaches to the x max value, that is constant. Cell concentration is constant. But when it comes to the cell mass is increasing because of the addition of the feed. Because of the addition of the feed. So this can be written as d by dt of x. X is nothing but what? Capital X is the mass of the cells. Capital X is the mass of the cells. The mass of the cells can be written as the cell concentration into V. With respect, mass of the cell can be written as cell concentration into V. Okay. Now cell concentration is constant. You can directly write, otherwise he applied the UV rule. But here we are assuming the cell concentration is constant. This can be written as x into dV by dt plus V into dx by dt. Because of the cell concentration is constant, dx by dt is approximately 0. This is 0. From this one, you can write x into dV by dt. What is dV by dt? This one. So here dx by dt, this is dx by dt is 0. So apply the UV rule. Dx by dt is 0. Again dV by dt is equal to what? dV by dt is can be written as f. Again from x derivation is what? Yx by s into si. Just now we derived this one. In place of the x, you can write yx by s into si. So from this one, you can write this equation as dx by dt is equal to this mass of the cells. Dx by dt is equal to dx by dt is equal to yx by s into si into f. So yx by s is constant. That means the yield of the biomass produced from substrate consumption, and there is a linear relationship between these two. Yx by s constant, si the initial substrate concentration constant, f is the that means they assume this as constant. Only the variables are x and t. When time t is equal to 0, mass of the cell is x naught. When time t is equal to fed batch time t of b, mass of the cells can be considered as xf. Now integrate this equation, dx is equal to integral dx, and take dt to the right hand side, yx by s into sf, si into f into dt. Integrate this equation for boundary condition time 0, x naught, at time t of b, this is xf. Okay. Now from this one, integral dx is what? x naught, and here time is xf. The mass is xf. Here yx by is constant, take out of the differential. Si constant, take out of the differential. F constant. Only dt is t0 to t of b. So from this one, on left hand side, you can write substitute upper limit xf minus lower limit x naught. On right hand side, yx by s into si into f into t of b minus 0. From this one, you can write t of b is equal to, otherwise you can write this as xf minus x naught is equal to yx by s si f into t of b. From this one, you can write this as xf is equal to x naught plus yx by s si into yx by s si into f. So this is the final equation. So the final equation is xf, this is supposed to be xf, you can write this as x naught plus yx by s into si into f, that is into t of b. From this one also you can solve for t of b, that is the fed batch time required to input the mass of the cells from x naught to the xf. The cell concentration within the fed batch fermenter is constant because of the addition of the feed may consist of some cells. So if feed may consist of some cells, because of the addition of feed, the cell mass may increases with respect to the time. But here within the fed batch fermenter, the cell concentration is constant. But here, because of the liquid volume increases with the time in fed batch reactor, the total mass of the cells also increases. Okay. So here, that means we found out the fed batch time to increase the mass of the cells from x naught to the xf, not from the cell concentration from inoculum to the final value. Okay. Like this, here you can write the design equations for the performance equations for continuous fermenter. The performance equations for continuous fermenter. In continuous fermenter, we continuously add the feed and we continuously remove the products. We continuously add the feed and we continuously remove the products. Okay. So here, this is the continuous fermenter. Here, that means the feed conditions similar to the fed batch F, Xi, Si and Pi, and here within the that means the continuous fermenter, this is similar to the MFR. This is highly mixed fermenter. So volume of the fermentation path V, a cell concentration X, substrate concentration is S, and product concentration is P. And whatever the concentrations are there within the fermenter, the same concentrations you can get in the output stream. So the product stream volumetric fluid is F, and cell concentration is X, substrate concentration S, and product concentration is P. Okay. So this is the these characteristics are similar to the MFR, mixed flow reactor. Continuous fermenter characteristics are similar to the fermenter. That means here the vessel is well mixed and product stream has similar composition as that of the liquid within the reactor. So we can operate this continuous fermenter in two modes. First mode the chemostart mode and second one the turbidostart mode. We can operate this continuous fermenter in two modes, that is the chemostart mode and turbidostart mode. In chemostart mode, what we do is by adjusting the inlet and outlet dilution rates, or that means volumetric flow rates, we maintain the steady state concentration of the cells, we maintain the steady state concentration of the substrate, we maintain the steady state concentration of the product. What is the meaning of steady state concentrations? These concentrations do not vary with respect to the time. Okay. By adjusting the inlet and outlet volumetric flow rates, or by adjusting the inlet and outlet dilution rates, we maintain the steady state in chemostart. In chemostart, we maintain the steady state values of X value, S value, and T value. Steady state cell concentration, steady state substrate concentration, and steady state product concentration. To obtain the steady state values, we need to drain the 5 to 6 reactor volumes of the reaction mixture. To obtain the steady state value, otherwise by adjusting the inlet volumetric flow rate and outlet volumetric flow rate, or by adjusting the inlet dilation rate or outlet dilation rate, we need to drain means we need to waste the 5 to 6 volumes of the reaction mixture. Then only we can obtain the steady state, the cell concentration, steady state substrate concentration, and steady state product concentration. Further, it maintains constant during the reaction also. Okay. And that means what is chemostart definition? In chemostart definition is by adjusting the inlet and outlet volumetric flow rates or dilution rates, we maintain the steady state values of the cell concentration, substrate concentration, and product concentration. Okay. And what the turbidostart? In turbidostart also, by adjusting the inlet and outlet dilution rates, only we maintain the steady state value of the biomass. Here only we maintain steady state X value. X value is nothing but what? Biomass concentration. Steady state biomass concentration. By adjusting the inlet and outlet volumetric flow rates. Okay. But when it comes to the chemostart, by adjusting the inlet and outlet volumetric flow rate, we can maintain the steady state cell concentration, steady state substrate concentration, and steady state product concentration. Okay. Next one, now we are going to see in this one, we are going to see the chemostart equations. We are going to maintain the, that means see the operation of the continuous fermenter through chemostart mode. So first one, apply the mass balance, that means on the cells or biomass around the continuous fermenter. Then you apply the mass balance to the individual component. Again, I already said that 5 terms comes into the picture. What is 5 terms? That is accumulation, input and output, generation and consumption. So this is the steady state reactor. That means the continuous, this chemostart is the steady state reactor. We maintain the steady state cell concentration. So steady state cell concentration means what? The concentration do not vary with respect to the time. So the accumulation is 0. M is the mass of the cell. This is the steady state value. This do not vary with respect to time. This is 0. Okay. And next one, what is the MI cap? The mass of the cells enters into the fermenter. So for the that means chemostart, continuously we give the feed and continuously we remove the product. So the mass of the cells can be written as the F into Xi. F is the inlet volumetric flow rate into Xi the initial cell concentration within the feed. And what is M naught? M naught also we are continuously removing the feed. its volumetric fluid is also F, and cell concentration is X within the fermenter. The same cell concentration we can get in the output, that is Fx. Again, generation and consumption terms are similar to the batch fermenter and fed batch fermenter. Generation of the cells is mu xv and the consumption of the cells is kd into x into v. Okay. From this one, this accumulation, and take the sterile feed and accumulation term 0, and for sterile feed x size becomes 0. When you take the sterile feed, then you do the sterilization of the feed, all the cells within the feed becomes die. So in this case xi becomes 0. For sterile feed xi is equal to 0. And also when you apply this equation to the log phase or exponential phase, the growth rates are very greater than death rates. Mu is very greater than death rate. And for log phase, on log phase similar to earlier one, the growth rates are greater than, very greater than death rates. Okay. So when you incorporate these two conditions in this one, this equation can be written as fxi 0, this becomes 0, here we can have minus fxi, and take from this one, this becomes what? 0 is equal to minus fx, and from this third and fourth terms on right hand side take xv common. When you take xv common, mu minus kd into xv. Again, when compared to the mu, you can neglect the kd 0. Now take in the next step, take fx to the left hand side. When you take fx to the left hand side, that becomes what? And put kd is equal to 0, and this equation becomes fx is equal to mu xv. Okay. Now take this v to the left hand side. From this equation, take right hand side v to the left hand side. That becomes what? F by v, x is equal to mu x. From this one, f by v is nothing but dx. Dx is equal to mu x. From this one, you can write, take the mu x to the left hand side. Dx minus mu x is equal to 0. From this one, take x common. This becomes what? D minus mu is equal to 0. So to make this one 0, either x should be 0 or d minus mu should be 0. But x should not be 0. Why? Because x is the steady state value, steady state cell concentration. That should not be 0. So make it d minus mu 0. So x should not be 0 and make it d minus mu is equal to 0. When you make d minus mu is equal to 0, from this one you can what? D is equal to mu. When you make it d minus mu is equal to 0, from this one you can obtain mu is equal to d. What is this meaning? What is the meaning of this equation 1? Again, the growth rates mu is equal to d says that the growth rate of the cells depends on the dilution rate. Dilution rate is indirectly related to the inlet volumetric feed rate. When the inlet volumetric feed rate is high, dilution rate is high. When dilution rate high, the growth rate of the cells are also very high. Okay. Next one, similarly, so when you do the mass balance equation over the cells around the continuous fermenter, that is chemostart mode, we obtain the growth rate of the cell equal to dilution rate. Okay. Similarly, now combine this mu is equal to d equation 1 to the monad equation similar to the earlier one. Similar to now mu is equal to d, that is the equation 1, and combine this equation with monad equation. What is the monad equation? Since the cell growth follows the monad equation, mu is equal to mu max into s by the ks plus s. In place of the mu, substitute the d and do the cross multiplication, find out the s value. That s gives what? S is equal to dks by mu max minus d. S is equal to dks by mu max minus d. This is s is what? S is the substrate concentration within the continuous fermenter, that is the chemostart. Okay. Next one, similar to this one, apply the substrate balance around the continuous fermenter. Apply the mass balance over the substrate. So again, this equation is dm by dt is equal to mi cap minus m naught plus rz minus rc. Okay. So the mass of the substrate, how can you write this as? Again, the substrate in the chemostart mode. Again, we are going to apply this steady state concentration of the substrate. For steady state concentration of the substrate, again, the accumulation term is 0. Accumulation term is 0. What is the mass of the substrate enters? Fsi. F into volumetric, inlet volumetric flow rate into Si, and mass of the substrate leaves minus Fs, and generation of the substrate only during the biological reaction substrate consumes. There is no generation of the substrate. So automatically what happens? The substrate generation becomes 0. This Rc is 0. Again Rc, rate of the substrate consumption during biological reaction, the substrate consumed by the cells for various activities, some amount of the substrate utilized for the growth, some amount of the substrate utilized for the product formation, and some fraction of the substrate utilized for the growth, that means the for the maintenance activities of the cells to keep the cells in viable condition. Okay, so this can be written as similar to the fed batch fermenter mu by yx by s. This is for growth, and qp by yp by s. This is for product formation. And next one, this is the some fraction of the substrate utilized for the maintenance activities of the cells. Maintenance activities of the cells to keep the cells in viable condition. Again, this depends on the x into the cell concentration into volume. Again, from this one here, you can solve for the x from this one. Now do the mathematical manipulation. Bring this terms to the this side, left hand side. Bring this FSI and FS to the left hand side. That becomes what? Again, FS minus FSI is equal to this equation becomes what? This on left hand side minus mu by yx by s plus qp by yp by s plus ms into x into v plus ms into x into v. Now we divide the entire equation with v and take the f by v common on left hand side and replace f by v to d. On left hand side you can obtain this as d into s minus si. Otherwise take this minus to the left hand side. This becomes si minus s, reverse. And take right hand side minus to the left hand side. And again this is equal to mu by yx by s plus qp by yp by s plus ms into x. From this one solve for x. When you solve for x, d into si minus s by that is mu by, this is not d by yx by s, this is mu by yx by s and qp by yp by s plus ms. Okay, this is the equation 3. Equation 3 represents what? The cell concentration within the continuous fermenter. The cell concentration within the continuous fermenter. Again assume, that means here again assume that means the no product formation, qp make it 0, and assume this that means the maintenance activities of the cells is 0, and put qp is equal to 0 in this equation. Put qp is equal to 0 and ms also 0. When you put these two are 0, and again from equation 1 mu is equal to d, in place of the mu is equal to d, put d, both becomes cancelled, here mu and d becomes cancelled. Finally you can obtain the 1 by yx by s goes to the numerator, that becomes x is equal to yx by s into si minus s. This is the equation 4. Equation 4 is what? The cell concentration within the ferment as function of time. This depends on the yield of the biomass produced from the substrate consumed, initial substrate concentration, and that means the substrate concentration within the fermenter. Thus you already found out s is equal to dks by mu max minus d. Okay, so from this one you can modify that equation by substituting the substrate concentration from equation 2. Then x equation becomes some x is equal to yx by s into si minus dks by mu max minus d into d. Similarly, you can apply the mass balance over the product by taking the dm by dt is equal to, again same equation, dm by dt mi cap minus m naught plus rz minus rc. Okay, so when you apply to this product, you can obtain this equation as the final product, the p is equal to pi plus qp by x into d. Okay, this is the equation 6 when you apply the mass balance over the product. Okay, next one, and also this our target here is to find out the optimum dilution rate. Before you find out the optimum dilution rate, at optimum dilution rate we can obtain the maximum amount of the biomass. Before you find out the optimum dilution rate, it's very important to find out the critical dilution rate. So to find out the critical dilution rate means what? Here at critical dilution rate, that means by small change in that means input conditions, we can have the maximum variation in the product quality and the concentration of the biomass. Further, as D increases, dilution rate increases, what happens? So for continuous fermenter, as dilution rate increases, the F increases. When F increases, the substrate concentration within the that means the fermenter increases, S increases. Okay, and S increases, mu also increases. Mu also increases, and mu reaches to the mu max. When mu reaches to the mu max, generally what happens? That means here the correspondingly x decreases and x tends to 0. As mu tends to mu max, that means here, that means x tends to 0. X tends to 0. What does it mean? For the continuous fermenter, as D increases, F increases. When F increases, substrate concentration increases. When substrate concentration increases, that means here automatically the growth rate of the cell increases. Mu reaches to the mu max. When mu reaches to the mu max, generally what happens? D, that means from equation 1, D is equal to mu, that is mu is equal to D. When mu tends to mu max, D also tends to mu max. D also tends to mu max. When D tends to mu max, the x tends to 0. The x tends to 0. Why? Because when growth rates are equal to the dilution rate, the dilution rate for chemostat is not only refers to the inlet dilution rate, but it also refers to the outlet dilution rate. So whenever D tends to mu max, automatically what happens? Whatever the dilution rate is there within the fermenter, when this dilution rate is equal to growth rate of the cell, immediately what happens? Whatever the cell growth rate is there, all the cells wash out occur. That means all these cells goes out of the fermenter. The cell concentration becomes 0. So at this condition, whatever the dilution rate is there for chemostat, the dilution rate is known as critical dilution rate. At D critical dilution rate. At critical dilution rate, the cell washout occur. That means the cell concentration within the fermenter is 0. At critical dilution rate, the rate of the cell removal is greater than the rate of the cell generation. Rate of the cell removal is greater than the rate of the cell generation, and cell washout occurs at critical dilution rate. That's why we should not operate the fermenter at the critical dilution rate. When you operate at the critical dilution rate, cell washout occurs, the cell concentration becomes 0. There will not be any further cells for it to grow, and also even though at critical dilution rate, by small variation in input condition leads to the larger variation in the product quality. Okay. So here, as D increases, S increases at first, and if we keep on increasing the D, at one point mu tends to mu max. Since from equation 1 mu is equal to D, D tends to mu max. When D tends to mu max, X tends to 0. When X tends to 0, this condition is known as the cell washout. The condition is known as cell washout period. Cell washout period. At cell washout period, rate of cell removal is greater than rate of the cell generation. Okay. So the condition of the high dilution rates, where X reduces to 0, is known as the washout period. At washout period occurs when rate of cell removal is greater than the rate of the cell generation. So the critical dilution rate at which the steady state biomass concentration becomes 0. So when you at critical dilution rate, what happens? The cell washout occurs. When cell washout occurs, the X becomes 0. Then this equation becomes, so here in the previous equation, so in this equation 5, when you put D is equal to D critical, the X becomes 0. Okay. In the equation 5, that means put X is equal to 0, the Yx by S, and to Si minus D becomes what? D critical into Ks by mu max minus D critical. So from this one here you can write this as Si, take Yx by S to the left hand side, 0 by something 0, 0 is equal to that is Si minus D critical into Ks by mu max minus D critical. So from this one you can write this as D critical into Ks by mu max minus D critical is equal to Si. From this one you can solve for D critical. When you do the cross multiplication and try to obtain a D critical, that D critical equation becomes as this equation just now you had seen. So this is the D critical equation, equation 7, D critical equation. So here it's very important to find out the D critical. Why? Because we should not operate the ferment at critical dilution rate. Actually, to avoid this critical dilution rate, we should find out the critical dilution rate. At critical dilution rate, cell washout occurs. Okay, but here we should not operate the ferment at critical dilution rate. But at what dilution rate we should operate to obtain the maximum amount of the biomass or to obtain the maximum amount of the end-of-cell product formation, that we are going to discuss. That equation 8, this Qx is the volumetric rate of biomass production is equal to F by V into X. F by V is nothing but D into X. F by V into D. This is the Qx is the volumetric rate of biomass production. Qx is the volumetric rate of biomass production. This value should be make it maximum. At what point this make it maximum? At optimum dilation rate, we can make this Qx maximum, volumetric rate of biomass production. Volumetric rate of biomass production. If you are able to make out this maximum value at certain dilution rate, the dilution rate becomes the optimum dilution rate. When you operate the ferment at optimum dilution rate, we can obtain the higher amounts of the biomass or volumetric rates of the biomass. Next one here. So now write this Qp is equal to Fp by V. This also dP per product. But take the earlier one. Earlier we wrote Qx is equal to the Qx is equal to F by V into X. What is X you got? X already said that Qx is equal to F by V is nothing but D. What is X value? X equation already derived. The cell concentration within the chemostat, that is continuous fermenter, Yx by S into Si minus Dks by mu max minus V. Mu max minus V. So differentiate this equation with respect to dilution rate on both sides. Differentiate this equation on both sides with respect to the D. This becomes d by dt of dilution rate, dqx equal to d by dt of this entire term. This entire term write as is d by x by s and so on Si minus dks by mu max minus v. So if you are able to differentiate this equation on both sides with respect to the dilution rate, on left hand side, if you want to make it qx maximum, for maximum or minima the first derivative is 0. For maximum or minima the first derivative is 0 and make it 0. And make it 0. From this one you can find out the, here that means u by v rule and u v rule all comes. From this one find out the optimum dilution rate. So we should always operate the fermenter at optimum dilution rate to obtain the higher amounts of the biomass. So if you differentiate that equation with respect to the dilution rate, again on right hand side, whatever the value you got, if you make it equal to 0, from this one you can obtain, if you do this certain mathematical manipulation, you can obtain this as d optimum is equal to mu max into 1 minus the square root of ks by ks plus si. Ks is submonad, that is the monad equation parameter ks, that is substrate constant. Okay. So based on this one, we can say that the chemostat continuous fermenter should not be operated at critical dilution rate. We should always operate at optimum dilution rate to obtain the higher amounts of the biomass. Okay. So this is summary. Just now in this one we discussed the bioreactor definition, developed the performance equations for the batch fermenter, fed batch fermenter and continuous fermenter chemostat mode. Okay. Thank you.